One day to long haul 100. Just dropped Claire off at daycare. Gonna go home, finish packing, pack up the car, make sure I have everything, and then yeah, head out soon. Officially on the way to long haul 100. Left a little bit early, probably gonna stop by Publix beforehand, get some supplies, get some water, some snacks, soda for tomorrow, maybe some candy. We're late in the race when I'm really needing it. Packet pickups from 2 to 4, and there's a pre-race meeting at 4 p.m. that I want to go to. So plan on getting there around 2, going down, setting up my base camp, setting up my tent, and then heading back at 4, doing the pre-race meeting, back to camp, and then just probably maybe even try to take a nap. Really want to get to bed early, really want to try to relax, stay horizontal, chill. Other than that, on the road, alone with my thoughts, so probably gonna check in, share some pre-race thoughts as they hit me. Not very nervous, excited to start running. So on the way to long haul 100, there's many ways you can get there from across the state, but the way I chose, it's not that much further out of the way, but it takes me on a very significant portion of the route I took for the Florida Coast to Coast Trail. It takes me through the middle of nowhere pretty much, but it's real cool to me that I'll be driving on a part of the route that brought me to the decision to run an ultramarathon, just start running in general. Because on that trip I listened to a lot of audiobooks about ultra running. I read Goggins' book, and just as I was riding my bike, I really fell in love with the idea of an endurance athlete and that anyone can do it. So I'm real excited to relive that little portion of the route, even if it's not the same way. And I honestly just was soul searching, but yeah, just spend the extra time thinking about the race, thinking about how far I've come in the last few months in my racing hobby, and appreciate that I have a wife and family that allows me to do cool shit like this. I'm getting like so excited, like that I don't know, like that Christmas morning type of excited. That's the only way I can describe it. It's that I like the adrenaline's pumping because I'm getting so freaking excited, but it's like there's no anxiety. It's just excitement to set up my main base of operations, which honestly I'll probably only spend during the race a total of maybe 30 minutes there, maybe, and that's mostly probably foot care, a quick 5 minutes grabbing something, filling up bottles, getting a snack. And I'm not gonna spend much time, not gonna plan to spend much time actually there, but of course setting up the night before, gonna spend the afternoon and the evening there, and the morning there. So I also think it's kind of knowing that I'm doing this on my own too. I would definitely love to have people here, friends here at the race, a crew to support me. That would be cool, but I'm equally okay and equally excited about doing it myself and seeing the other runners with their crews, helping them out, and knowing that I took the steps necessary to make sure I was good, and also to show myself that even when I'm dog tired, I don't need someone to push me and remind me of my game plan. I can keep my game plan straight the whole time, even through exhaustion. Spoiler alert, while I did do a large chunk of the race myself, I teamed up with some awesome friends and their awesome crew, and it helped me out quite a great deal, and you'll be hearing more about them coming up. Okay, first look at base camp. Got my canopy and my cooler still coming, but about to set up a nice little area with all the other early arrivals. So looking forward to it. So here it is. Got my base camp, not quite set up. It's supposed to rain tomorrow morning, so I'm waiting to set everything out, but that's it. Got the cooler, chair, table, tent set up, bags. Gonna run a bike up to the front for the pre-race meeting starting soon. But yeah, here it is, ready to sleep here tonight. Okay, got the tent set up, cooler, flipping you around, little table with my stuff, quick snack. Pre-race meeting starts in 45 minutes, so just gonna relax, finish packing, and yeah, it's a nice day. It's in this probably upper 60s, lower 70s right now, so enjoy the good temperature. But yeah, look at that cozy bed. People were asking if I was gonna sleep good in there. I'm gonna sleep great. Really happy I decided to take my bike. It's nice getting back and forth between the parking area and the hub. It's a nice little ride. Okay, about to approach the main hub area. That's where all the tents are. Gonna get a nice view of the tent city coming up on it. Here we go, this is the main hub. Here's my area. So, rode my bike out along one of the first spur, and man, it's beautiful out here. Weather's perfect. It's gonna be pretty chilly tomorrow, but I think it's gonna be for the best. Trail's good. I think this is gonna be a fun one. I think it's gonna be tough. I think I'm gonna push myself really hard, but at least as far as painful things go, this is gonna be one of the more enjoyable painful things. In my tent now. It is now 5:35. I want to start winding down, start trying to sleep. It is quite early. Race starts at 7. As long as I'm asleep by 10, I think I'm good. So I got a few hours to try to relax and listen to a podcast and wind down. So didn't have much videos of me putting my stuff up. That's fine. It's just putting my stuff up. Gonna have more video tomorrow of the race start, and then yeah, take off and run this thing. Okay, 0 days till long haul 100. Still being kind of quiet because it's 5 right now, but some people still maybe sleeping last minute. So doing some foot care, getting dressed, and gonna head up to the starting line soon. So check in then. Okay, got the warm-up mile done. I can't even talk, it's so cold. I got the warm-up mile done. Warm up. How now round cow? How now round? Yeah, it's chilly, and my face, I guess, isn't used to talking when it's just chilly. Got the mile done. Feeling great. In the car right now, charging my portable power bank. Forgot to bring my spare. I really can't talk right now. Oh my face is all puffy. Okay, so I thawed out a bit. I can finally talk. That was kind of weird. Thought I might have been having a seizure for a second. But feeling good, ready to run, very ready to run. I took some good dookies this morning. What other status? It's cold out here. Woke up cold. During my warm-up run, the legs felt good, so I was worried my legs were gonna feel freezing, but it's mostly my face and upper body. But legs felt great, so doing the slow pace in just the 1 mile, heart rate was in the 130s, it felt really good. It felt like I could probably do that all day, which is what I'm gonna have to do. Due to how my heart rate was doing and how the temperature is, I think I'm gonna do better than I expected. So I'm trying not to get that in my mind too much because I don't want to set myself up for failure. But I really think that with the cooler temperatures and the game plan I had and the preparation I had, I think I might do better than I've anticipated. So, famous last words. About 5 minutes to go until race start.
The 0.9's on us. Prepared for 100, the 0.9's on us. Alright, the course is very simple. It's marked in orange tape. There are signs anywhere you need to turn. There's a couple of things I want you to be aware of. Your time.
Race start.
Oh, good luck, good luck.
Here we go.
4, 3, 2,
Sprint. Here we go. 10 miles into the long haul. Beautiful morning, nice temperatures. About to take the shirt off, let the nips free. But here's a bit of the course. Splits are right on time. First 10 miles, hour 45. I try to keep it going.
At this point in the race, I had no idea how I was going to finish or what I was going to feel like later. I did realize that the splits I had set for a 22:30 finish would be rather aggressive, and the first doubt of finishing under 24 hours started to creep into my mind.
Second start of loop number 1. Didn't get any good footage of the first lap because I was talking to people hanging out, and I made the time pass pretty quick. Doing well, need to slow down a bit. About 10-minute miles, want to get about 10.5 minute. But overall, everything going according to plan, feet feeling good, and hopefully keeping it that way. Just started spur 2, feeling good. Ankle started hurting a bit at mile 12, but slowed the pace down a bit and it's feeling a bit better, so hopefully that keeps it up. I got some painkillers if I need it, but it's the only part that's on pavement. I'm trying to keep my pace low, even though it's, you know, I want to pick it up because it's pavement, but feeling good. Heart rate a little bit high, so I might go ahead and go do a little walk right now because it's going to be a long day, and I don't want to let hubris get in the way of my success. Just got done walking a half mile. Holy shit, that reinvigorated me. I'm on 14 now. I feel great. I was still feeling good before I stopped, but I, you know, started to feel my hamstrings were getting a little hot. My ankle was hurting, but I think something I'm gonna do on this ultra is learn to enjoy the walks. I got a long time to do this, and I don't need to hit under 24. I can do the whole 32, and I gotta remember that. Try to hit my splits, but if I gotta walk some and enjoy it, I'd rather have fond memories. Definitely want that buckle, but I feel so good. I want to keep racing it. It's mile 14 and I feel like it's mile 5 again, so I can definitely incorporate more of these half-mile walks, probably more often, maybe or 5 miles or shorter, who knows, and try to keep that up the remainder of the race. Yeah. All there is to it. I hit the Hollow Pines. It's absolutely beautiful. I'll take a quick video of it. Oh, look at this. Heart rate 150, 155. Keeping about where I want it. Yeah, just beautiful trail, beautiful day. Very lucky. 20 miles down, starting the third loop. Still feeling good. Legs, calves getting a bit tired, but taking a walk break. Probably gonna walk about, I'll do a half mile, just to slow myself down. I think a quarter mile is all I need, but slowing it down, half mile walk. But yeah, feeling great.
I was feeling very optimistic at this point because I usually want to quip a mile 16 in all of my races, and at this point I was still feeling pretty good. I also hit my split for a 22:30 finish, so I was feeling way more optimistic about at least a sub 24 hour finish. The only thing bothering me was thought of my anterior tibialis acting up. At mile 12 I had felt some pain, and a minor stride adjustment fixed it temporarily. At least I thought it could. Worst case, it could have been temporarily. Still, if the injury flared up, I was looking at a very, very painful day and night. Luckily, spoiler alert, this was the only time that I felt it flare up, and that honestly surprised me. So that was a huge relief throughout the whole day and throughout the whole race.
Mile 24, trail's definitely taking a toll on the legs. They're starting to hurt. Pace is about 11 minutes per mile, give or take. Doing some walking, but yeah, it's starting to realize the severity of the situation. But just gonna take it one aid station at a time. The Hollow Pines. Even though I'm hurting a bit, it still looks very beautiful. Yep, nice, beautiful course, yeah, as I mentioned before, but makes the pain worth it. And I'm just getting started, so quarter of the way done. Third loop done. That's about 31 miles on the GPS. I'm still feeling good. I think it's beginning to go into the mental game now where, you know, I know I can do it. My legs are a little sore, but keeping the nutrition good, so I'm sure that'll go away. But yeah, nutrition's going a lot better than expected. I'm on top of that. Hydration's going well. Still a nice day, a little warmer, but I mean, lower 70s. You can't ask for much better. A little worried about when it gets darker down to the 40s tonight, because my legs were pretty chilly this morning, so we'll see.
The reality of the situation hit me during this loop. I started mentally picturing 7 more loops, and it was beginning to become a mental weight. But I used the technique of just focusing on checkpoints to break up the race into smaller chunks. At this time, I began starting every 10-mile loop by planning out the next spur, thus keeping my focus to 30 to 45 minutes in the future at any given point during the race. This was crucial to success and prevented me from having any energy drain due to unnecessary anxiety.
Getting to the point now where I'm not going to really be too concerned with paces and splits. I'm going to still keep an eye on it, but I just want to finish. I'm sure once I hit the later miles and I see that I'm on track for a sub 24, I may change that, but right now I just want to ensure that I don't overexert myself in the first 50 or 60, and in the last 30, 40, 50 I'm really hurting. So I'm doing well now, making sure I'm walking, stopping to walk when I need to, not pushing myself further, because that just makes it worse. Probably doing a 50-50 split right now, maybe a little more running, but we got to keep this up the whole time. That's what it is. Oh my God, potato soup. It is the best decision I made. Quick 5-minute break. Under 5 or under. But get some potato soup, getting some soda, get some water, and getting the fuck back to it.
Mile 40 was daunting. A big chunk of the race was complete, but not quite halfway. I focused on eating real foods during this time and started eating my potato soup, which is one of the best nutritional decisions I could have made for the race. If I had to say I had a low point in the race, this would probably be it due to the fatigue my body was feeling, combined with the stress of the miles ahead of me.
Just go. Okay, 4 loops done, loop 5 started. Me and my buddy Neil over here. What's up? We're keeping a good pace. Sub 24 or die, that's our motto. There's no over 24, is that right? Yeah. Now we'll be happy with a sub 32, a sub 30, because that's of course Western States. We got 100% chance of getting into that one. Quick mile 49.5 update. Feeling pretty good for almost 5 loops finished. Time's good. Hey, how you doing? Good. But mom showed up to surprise me, so gonna finish out this 5th loop, maybe take a 15-minute break, stretch it out, get some more potato soup in me, and this time sit and let it settle, because I took off running right away after I ate it, and this wasn't feeling great. Also probably not gonna have any more gels unless I'm really hurting, because man, that made me sick trying to have a gel. Plus or maybe a different kind of gel. The goo ones have caffeine. I think it's been having too much caffeine intake. But overall, hey, how you doing? Overall, great day, great pace. Definitely hurting, but starting to get no doubt in my mind that it's going to be maybe not a sub 24 finish, maybe, but it's definitely going to be a finish. Okay, about to hit the halfway point, mile 50. Hit the time at the turnaround. Look at that. That's 10:14. That's not a bad time. Not a bad 50-mile time.
I'm gonna need you to play with the numbers on those things.
Oh yeah?
There may or may not be a 20 on my tent with your name on it.
Nice. Okay. Gonna head back to my aid station, hang out with my mom for a bit, and take a 15-minute break.
My mom had shown up during loop 5, which was great timing considering that I was planning on a 15-minute stop at the end, which allowed me to tell her a bit about the race and how it was going and catch up a bit. I also started to run more with Neil Moser and Scott Hoover and their gang, and that lasted pretty much the entire second half of the race. I was feeling pretty worn down at this point, but the race was halfway done and I was focusing at one checkpoint at a time. 50 miles down, 50 to go.
On spur 2 of loop number 6. Took an 18-minute break and I ran the whole first spur, which is about 3 miles, non-stop. So I've only been running like a mile straight so far. So that 18 minutes, that got me, you know, I took some extra time and a rest, but I got some extra miles in, so I think it offset a bit, so feeling good. Got 60 miles done, feeling very good. Legs sore, I'm tired, I want to sleep, I want to have a drink, but as far as for running 60 miles, feel really good. Still have a shot to get sub 24, but we'll see. I want to do 10-15 minutes at the aid station each loop, because it's just I ran probably 90% of that last loop, 85-90%, and that's because I got 15, 16, 17 minutes off my feet, so much more enjoyable than the previous loops. Sun going down also helps, but I got 40 miles to go, taking a quick 10-minute break here, and then gonna get back out to it.
The 15-minute break I took at mile 50, combined with the sunset going down, was absolutely reinvigorating. I ran probably 85-90% of loop number 6, which was pretty aggressive, and I probably should have conserved some energy, because I think I could have carried a bit more momentum into the remaining loops if I had done so. Overall, miles 50 to 60 were probably my favorite loop of the entire race, due to how well I felt and how quickly I was moving, given that I had 50 miles under my feet already. I also started picturing how close the end of the race was. I'd officially run 60% of the race, and was beginning to mentally count down the miles. I actually began putting myself in my future place, imagining how I'd feel at miles 80 and 90, and I actually had to stop doing this because I'd snap out of my vision and all of a sudden realize that no, I'm not on mile 80 or 90, I'm still on the 6th loop, and I felt a little bit of stress over that fact. I have no update for mile 70, honestly, because I forgot. I forgot to stop by my aid station and grab the GoPro. At this point, I was fully accepted into the Hoover-Moser crew and stuck with them for the rest of the way from here on out. We decided to spend 15 minutes every loop resting, eating, and stretching before heading out for the subsequent loops. I was happy they shared my same plan because it felt encouraging to have a crew around me to lift my spirits and to keep my paces high. I was a bit reluctant to accept too much help, however, because this crew had signed up to help their runners, not a stray they found out on the course and brought home. I realized this was a silly thought because the ultra community is so inclusive that I could have wandered up to any aid station and received help from anyone in the community, but I still felt a bit of guilt taking away some of their crew's time to make sure that I had everything I needed. Also, at this point, there was really no doubt in my mind that I would finish the race, and realizing we had under 50k to go was an extremely exciting milestone. Still, we were feeling sore and tired and decided to walk this loop in hopes of saving enough energy to run-walk the final few loops.
Quick mile 80 update, forgot mile 70, but feeling real good. Met a group here, doing a lot more walking than I wanted to, but I've been enjoying the race a lot more. So 20 more to go, I'll update at mile 90.
Both Neil and I came to the conclusion that yes, we were going to finish the race, but no, we were not going to get under 24 hours. Much banter was spent during this loop about how ugly the green buckle is and how much better the silver one was. We decided to walk another loop because we were moving fine, running just didn't seem like it was a smart option. We're also walking at an average of about 14 minutes per mile, so a run-walk approach would have shaved off a little bit, but really not enough to make a difference, it seemed like. I was very concerned with pushing too hard and receiving an injury, which has happened in all of my other races, so a brisk walk sounded like an excellent plan to me. I swear I recorded a mile 90 update, but maybe I was too excited, maybe I was in too much of a hurry. I began getting excited at mile 90 because I realized that a sub 24 was still possible. I had been feeling surprisingly lucid up to this point, but the thought of 10 miles to go combined with the prospect of hitting my goal time really jolted me awake. I was restless during our 15-minute break, wanting to start off right away, but forced myself to eat and stretch and make sure this newfound energy wasn't short-lived. We had a little under 3 hours to go, so even with a 15-minute break, we could still power through it. I began this loop with more energy in my stride and a lot of excitement. At this point I realized that while I was tired and sore, I really had no injuries or sharp pains, so I knew I was going to be able to get back to training quickly post-race. The thought that I had paced well, ate well, and maintained my physical and mental state in a race of this duration was satisfying beyond words. It signified that I'd gone beyond a stubborn amateur and had begun taking steps to become a more knowledgeable racer who used his mind as much as his body. Still definitely an amateur, don't get me wrong, but an amateur that realizes just how much of he's learned and has an idea of the iceberg of knowledge there is left to learn. I've been calling myself an ultra runner ever since my first 50-mile finish, and I really believed it. But now at mile 90, with only 10 miles to go until my first 100-mile finish, I felt like that version of myself was an imposter. The funny thing is, I know in 6 months, or a year, or 5 years, I'm going to look back on this moment the exact same way and think the exact same thought. I took this excitement, pride, and humility into my final loop, knowing that in a few short hours, I'd have a long-haul finisher buckle in my hands.
The final stretch. I'm gonna run it in. Can't see shit, but you'll hear me.
That's it, Mike. Let's go.
Nice! Wow! Fantastic!
100 miles. This is the loop that defined the race for me. The loop 6 was my favorite of the race. This one will definitely be the most memorable. At mile 94, I asked Neil if it'd be okay if I ran out the final 10K. I felt guilty because we had been side by side for the last 40 miles, or about 12 hours, and we had promised to walk in the remainder of the race together. I was very excited about this, in fact, picturing us crossing at the same time and sharing in the victory of the day. Of course he was fine with this, but I still felt like I was leaving him behind somehow. But he did have his running coach with him, so it eased my concerns. I thought that my legs would be in pain after I began running, but they felt good. Really good. As I was passing other runners, I could hear both utterances of confusion and encouraging shouts. This may sound like I'm exaggerating a bit, but let me just set the scene. It's 23 hours into a race that some people are going to take up to 30 hours to finish, and at this point, the fastest runners are going maybe at a power walk or a light trot. Even the runners enjoying a walk-run technique were moving at a pretty steady gallop, so seeing me fly down the trail at an 8-minute mile probably seemed a bit insane. Post-race, after looking at my splits, I was averaging about a 9-minute mile, but 24 hours into the race, I felt like Harvey Lewis passing all the walking and jogging runners. The only difference between me and Harvey Lewis is that about 7.5 hours prior, he finished the race, and I was just getting started. As I started to exit Spur 3, the final spur, onto the paved section that led to the finish, I kept saying out loud, "Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god, I'm almost done." When I hit the final 10th of a mile, I felt like I was flying. I was probably hitting about a 7.5-minute mile. I wasn't too concerned with the time, but I just wanted to finish the race out strong, and I wanted to look strong and show myself that even 100 miles under me, I could still leg it out. Finishing was pretty neutral. I felt good, I was tired, but I could still walk. I was happy but not elated or emotional like I thought I was going to be. I spent some time looking back on the adventure I set upon 23 hours and 27 minutes earlier, and felt satisfaction and an incredible sense of accomplishment. The first thing in my mind was getting some rest. The second was a question: what's next?